what's up guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. So Beyonce just had her performance at the Grammy Awards. I know there are other performances that can be talked about, but I'm going to focus on this one because it's so blatant and so in your face. Pulse.ng, singer channels goddess Ọṣun in Grammy 2017 performance. The singer drew from the African pantheon to create a breathtaking performance. And it says here, the superstar who is pregnant with twins was brought on stage by her mother, Tina Knowles, who boasted of her Grammy-nominated daughters. Beyonce started her performance with holographic imagery projected on a giant screen that eventually gave way to the singer walking out live on stage. The holographic imagery had the singer channel the traditional Oroville River and fertility goddess Ọṣun. Here's a picture of Ọṣun. Ọṣun is central to Yoruba thought and praxis. Her power is multi-dimensional. Ọṣun's name means source from the word Orison, which sounds kind of like horizon or perhaps Osiris. Ọṣun represents the perpetual renewing source of life as the elemental power of water. She makes life possible. Now this is really interesting. Ọṣun is the child-giving and curative power of water. And it's interesting because as this performance was going on, over 100,000 people were evacuated in Oroville in Northern California because of a flood warning from the dam up there overflowing. Now, Barb on Facebook posted this image comparing Madonna's performance in connection to Hoover Dam with Beyonce's performance having to do with the Northern California Oroville dam that's about to collapse. And hopefully, as of this recording, they're saying that it might not happen, that they're able to relieve some of the water, and we'll keep an eye on that. And this is the same quote-unquote goddess that was channeled for her album. Beyonce channels Yoruba goddess Ọṣun in Maternity album. This is on Vibe. This was published back in February 3rd, 2017. And singersroom.com also reported, watch Beyonce channel a golden goddess in 2017 Grammy performance. And here's another description of Ọṣun, the goddess. It's a spirit or deity that reflects one of the manifestations of God in the Ifa and Yoruba religions. Ọṣun is the deity of the river and fresh water. Isn't that interesting? Again, with the whole thing happening with the dam. Luxury and pleasure, sexuality and fertility and beauty and love. She is connected to destiny and divination. Again, I find it strange that they would have this goddess of water and river and fresh water and all this stuff performing on stage while just a few hundred miles north, people are being evacuated for a possible flood. And if we look at the cosmology of Yoruba, according to Kola Abimbola, the Yoruba have evolved a robust cosmology. In brief, it holds that all human beings possess what is known as Ayanmo, or destiny, or fate, and are expected to eventually become one in spirit with Olodumare, I'm probably butchering the names here, the divine creator and source of all energy. Each person attempts to achieve transcendence and find their destiny in Orun Rare, the spiritual realm of those who do good and beneficial things. One's Ori Inu, the spiritual consciousness in the physical realm, must grow in order to consummate union with one, or Orun, or spiritual self. And this is very much a works-based salvation. You have to do good things in order to become one with the divine creator and source of all energy. Very pantheistic in view. Now, they also believe in reincarnation, and I'll leave links to all the stuff. You guys can get into all of it here. But again, this Ọṣun goddess has a really interesting story as well. According to the Ifa literary corpus in Ose Otura, Ọṣun was the only female Iranmol, or primordial, sent to set up the world by Olodumare. Again, I'm probably butchering these names. The other males that were sent began to work and ignored Ọṣun. Ọṣun gathered the women and protested the blatant disrespect by forming Liami Aje, a band of women endowed with special power. And this is exactly what's being portrayed in the performance here. The men failed miserably, and when they inquired to Olodumare as to why they weren't succeeding, Olodumare informed them that nothing can be done without Ọṣun. Anything they attempt to do without women will fail. The male Iranmol hurried to beg Ọṣun to join them. So the whole story surrounding Ọṣun, or Ọṣun, is this whole idea that males weren't good enough, and so they had to rely on females. And it's less of a, hey, men and women are opposite, but we are still human, and in the proper context of a marriage, one man, one woman, we become one flesh, It's this beautiful thing that God has ordained for our lives, but with stories like this, it really aligns with this push for women power. And there's nothing wrong with women having the same rights as men. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this bashing that happens, and this is part of the problem societally, is that all these groups and people have identified with this victim mentality. And if you don't agree that they're a victim, then you are part of the problem. And it's this whole psychological twisting that has happened, and this kind of performance and the meanings behind it is perpetuating all that. Now, beyond all this, there's the connection to Semiramis and sun worship and everything else that was there, occult overtones that are blatant and obvious. I don't even think we need to really break that down, but I wanted to stick to what the Hollywood reporters themselves are saying. They're not even hiding it. She's channeling this goddess, and it's all out in the open, and people are praising her, which basically means you're praising this goddess. And from the biblical worldview, goddesses and gods of many types are either fallen watchers or some sort of weird offspring of the fallen watchers, or simply demonic entities posing as gods or goddesses. And that's been the fact of the matter for thousands of years. And the reality is, with Beyonce, we talk about the Illuminati and all this stuff, but really, all they're doing is aligning with the fallen watchers. Genesis 6, the Tower of Babel. If you understand your biblical history, if you understand the context of a divine council and the watchers, you will understand why the Hollywood types, especially someone like Beyonce, is being portrayed and put on this pedestal like this. And her pregnancy with twins is also very symbolic, occultic in many different ways, with Gemini, the two pillars. There's all kinds of stuff I am sure they are doing that are not cool spiritually. So just wanted to point this out, that Hollywood's not hiding it anymore. You know, they say, oh, channels like, oh, she's just kind of using it as a performance piece. Yeah, but they're blatantly right in front of your face doing rituals, exonerating gods, and using the color gold. That's the last thing I'll mention. Gold has been a theme a lot, and gold is also incorporated with this goddess. It's part of her association. Ocean is associated with the colors gold, deep yellow in the diaspora, and in Nigeria, white, yellow, and green. In Trinidad, she's associated with the color pink. So the gold comes from the origins of the Nigerian form of this religion. In any case, the point is, without Jesus Christ, the real Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah, you're lost. You're going to default into worshiping fallen gods and goddesses. And this is the example here. Even if some of these entertainers and stuff aren't trying to do anything on purpose, by being in the industry, by being in front of people, they are basically performing rituals to worship gods and goddesses. And the masses who watch this stuff are going right along with it, in effect, giving praise to someone like Beyonce, which would be the same thing as giving praise to the god or goddesses that she is channeling. So, wake up. The Word of God is the only thing that holds true. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And remember, the truth will set you free. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless.